Microsoft's name keeps surfacing in this trial, and today we finally pin it to a legal address.
This is Musk v. Altman Daily. The clock cut the courtroom short. So why does Microsoft suddenly look like the room where the real fight happens?
We'll go through the test, from the size of the investment to tech access to board independence, and tell you which link actually bites.
Follow the show, and the next briefing lands in your feed on its own. Step back for me. Microsoft keeps coming up in this trial. What would actually make its OpenAI deal legally problematic? The size of the investment, the tech access, or proof that the nonprofit board stopped acting independently in service of its charitable mission?
Probably that last one, with the first two feeding into it. The legal logic is pretty simple. A nonprofit has to serve its charitable purpose, not private investors' financial interests. So Microsoft putting in $13 billion isn't enough by itself. Neither is broad access to OpenAI's models. What matters is whether the relationship made OpenAI's board stop exercising independent judgment for the public mission. Trial evidence has made that less abstract. An April 2022 internal email from Satya Nadella, entered into evidence, has him writing that he feared Microsoft would become the next IBM if OpenAI pulled ahead. Per trial reporting, Microsoft's own projections showed a $92 billion expected return on that investment. Musk's team has used that to frame the deal as a survival bet for Microsoft, rather than a charitable partnership. Columbia Law School's analysis frames the core tension this way. Hybrid structures like OpenAI's are supposed to sustain public interest commitments under commercial pressure, and the litigation tests whether that actually held. Judge Gonzalez-Rogers has noted from the bench that there is, in her words, plenty of evidence supporting the fraud claims, which tells you the board independence issue is still very much alive.
So if the nonprofit board is found to have compromised its independence, what does that actually do to the restructuring OpenAI is trying to finish right now?
That's exactly the exposure. OpenAI has announced a restructuring in which its nonprofit would hold an equity stake exceeding $100 billion in a new public benefit corporation. Board Chair Brett Taylor has framed it as the nonprofit keeping control while gaining resources. But if the court finds the board was already captured by commercial interests during the Microsoft era, that history could cast doubt on whether the new structure really fixes the problem or just locks it in. Watch how Judge Gonzalez-Rogers handles the remedy question. Damages estimates in this case reportedly reach $134 billion, so the outcome could reshape OpenAI's governance and the legal template for every nonprofit to commercial AI conversion that follows.
If you're following the power struggles shaping AI, check out Anthropic Pentagon Watch, a daily briefing on Anthropic's fight with the DoD over Claude, military AI use, autonomous weapons, and procurement blacklisting. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You'll find links to every story we covered today in the show notes. If one deserves a closer read, that's the place to start. That's Musk v. Altman Daily for today. This is a Lantern podcast.